Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our Women's Football Alliance Week 3 Wraparound. We're going to go around the WFA and take a look at some of the key games on the schedule. But first, let's start off with our WFA Game of the Week preview between the Chicago Force and the DC Divas. Led by their well-balanced offensive attack and punishing defense, the Chicago Force traveled to the nation's capital to take on the Divas. And in this ball game, offensively speaking for Chicago, I look in the backfield with Brandy Hatcher and Darcy Leslie leading the way, being a big factor in this ball game. The Divas would love to make this game a track meet, and quarterback Sam Griss safe is excellent throwing the football, but I believe it'll be their ability to shrink the game that could be their best bet on the road. Defensively, it's all about stopping tailback Kenyatta Grigsby, who's averaging almost 10 yards a carry on the ground this season. And I know it's a simple strategy to try to make DC one-dimensional, but many teams have tried. They've also struggled to do so, and if Grigsby gets going early, it could be a long day for Chicago. Now let's move over to DC in this ball game, and the Divas had a tough opening season loss to Boston 2 weeks ago. They played well enough to win, but fell a tad bit short. They had 2 weeks to prepare for Chicago and come into week 3 ready to go. The biggest question mark for the Divas is their passing game. We know they can run the football. We know they have a very good offensive line, but they must find consistency throwing the football. And versus Chicago, I would invert my offensive strategy by coming out passing early to loosen up the box and make life a lot easier for Kenyatta Grigsby in the backfield. Defensively, I like the speed that the Divas have on the defensive line, and that could go a long way in helping you stop the run this week. Pressure from within will be vital versus the Force. A and B gap pressure would contain on the outside to keep that offense from reaching the perimeter. I like Chicago in this ball game. It's all about having a counter punch, and if they can take away the running game of Chicago, I feel fully comfortable that they can win this ball game throwing the football. So again, I think they go on the road and knock off DC, and which should be another classic matchup in the WFA. Now here are some of the other key games on the Week 3 schedule in the Women's Football Alliance. The Cleveland Fusion travel to Boston to take on the Militia. You have the Utah Blaze staying out west to take on the Nevada Storm. And Miami, fresh off their blowout last week of Jacksonville, traveled to Atlanta to take on the Phoenix, and the Minnesota Machine traveled to Kansas City to take on the Titans.